You clicked on this video that already says something interesting about you. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. The majority of viewers who watch videos about toxic friends are looking for validation. They want confirmation that someone else is the problem. But psychology tells us something far more unsettling. Approximately 80% of people display what researchers call dark triad traits: narcissism, manipulation, callousness in low stakes environments, not as personality disorders, as default behaviors we don't even notice we are doing, which means the person poisoning your friendships might not be the obvious villain. It might be you operating on autopilot, completely unaware. This video isn't here to shame you. Shame changes nothing. This is about exposing the blind spots, the subtle patterns that silently erode your closest connections while you convince yourself you're a good friend. If you are willing to look in the mirror for the next few minutes, you might finally understand why some friendships faded, why some people pulled away, and what you can actually do about it. Let's start with the most common blind spot, and it happens every single time you open your mouth. Imagine a friend tells you they just bought a new car. What's your instinct? Most people fall into one of two patterns. The first is what psychologists call a shift response. That sounds like, oh nice, I bought one last year too. Let me tell you about mine. The second one is support response. That's exciting. What kind did you get? The difference seems small, but the impact is enormous. Shift responses redirect attention back to you. Support responses keep the spotlight on them. Here's the thing that makes this so insidious. Shift responses feel like connection to the person giving them. You think you're relating, finding common ground, sharing an experience. But to the person receiving it, it feels like dismissal, like the moment just got hijacked. Most people don't realize they do this constantly. It's automatic, not malicious. So here's a simple test. Think about your last few conversations. Did you learn anything new about your friend, or did you mostly talk about yourself? For the next week, consciously practice support responses. Ask follow up questions. Resist that powerful urge to relate everything back to your own experience. You'll notice something shift. Friends feel heard, conversations will deepen, you'll actually learn about the people you claim to care about. Let's talk about unreliability, and let's reframe it as a psychological pattern rather than a character flow. There's a dopamine cycle happening every time you make plans. Saying yes feels good in the moment. It's exciting. You imagine the fun, the connection, the experience. You get a small hit of pleasure just from agreeing. Then reality sets in. As the date approaches, anxiety builds. The couch feels safer, and canceling brings relief. This isn't just laziness, it's impulse control failure. The pleasure of planning versus the effort of executing. You've become addicted to the maybe, the anticipation without the follow through. But here's why it's toxic. Your friends experience the opposite emotional arc. They anticipate, they get excited, they make arrangements, then they feel the crash of disappointment repeatedly. The signs this is you, you have a pattern of enthusiastic agreement followed by last minute excuses. Friends seem unsurprised when you bail, you feel a wave of relief after canceling. What you are really doing is prioritizing your momentary comfort over their trust. Every cancellation withdraws from the friendship bank account. Eventually, the account runs dry. Consider two categories of friendship. Active friendships have regular contact, mutual investment, ongoing presence. Dormant friendships only activate when you need something: advice, a favor, emotional support, a connection to something you want. Here's the uncomfortable question: do you view your friends as NPCs, non player characters in your main quest? Characters who exist to serve your storyline, then fade into the background until they are useful again? Scroll through your recent messages right now. Are most of your outgoing texts requests? Do you only think of certain people when you have a problem to solve? The self deception sounds like this: I'm just busy. That's how adult friendships work. We pick up where we left off. But here's the truth you're avoiding: you've made the friendship transactional. You're not maintaining a relationship, you're maintaining access to a resource. The impact on them is real. They notice, they feel like a tool, not a person. Eventually, they stop answering. When we talk about subtle put downs between friends, jealousy is too simple an explanation. The deeper framework is this: vertical relationships versus horizontal relationships. A vertical mindset sees the world as a hierarchy. Every interaction has a winner and a loser, someone above and someone below. Status is everything. In vertical relationships, a friend's success threatens your position. Their win feels like your loss. So you subtly cut them down to restore balance. This is where backhanded compliments are born. Wow, you actually pulled that off. That's impressive for you. You look so much better than usual. A horizontal mindset sees relationships as connection, not competition. A friend's success doesn't diminish you. It's genuinely celebrated because your position has nothing to do with theirs. Here's the self check. When a friend shares good news, what's your gut reaction? Genuine happiness or a flicker of comparison? Inadequacy or the urge to one up? Vertical thinking often stems from deep insecurity. If you need to push others down, ask yourself what you're trying to prove and to whom. Triangulation means instead of addressing issues directly with someone, you bring in a third party. You vent, you gossip, you discuss them behind their back. Why do we do this? Because gossip creates instant intimacy with the person we are gossiping to. Sharing secrets, mocking someone together, being in the know, it bonds you quickly. But this is what I call a cheap bond. It feels like closeness, but it's built on betrayal. It's intimacy without vulnerability, connection without courage. The cycle works like this. You bond with person B by talking about person A. Then you bond with person C by talking about person B. No one is safe, including you. The signs this is you. You process frustrations about friends with other friends instead of addressing them directly. Your conversations often drift to, can you believe what she did? The cost is severe. When it comes back around, and it always does, trust shatters. You become someone people enjoy but don't confide in. Liked but never trusted. Present at the parties, absent at the funeral. First to celebrate, nowhere during the crisis. This is the fair weather friend paradox. You're available for the fun, convenient parts of friendships. But when things get heavy, you vanish. The excuses write themselves. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to make it worse. I figured they needed space. The real reasons are harder to admit. Discomfort, low emotional bandwidth. It's easier to disappear than to sit with someone's pain. What this communicates to them is devastating. I'm here for the version of you that's easy to be around. The struggling version is too much. The ultimate test of friendship isn't perfection, it's presence. You don't need the right words, you need to show up. A simple I'm here matters more than silence ever could. Think about your friends' hardest moments this past year. Were you there? Did you reach out? Or did you wait for things to get easier? Psychologist Robert Glover introduced this concept, covert contracts. It's an unspoken agreement you've made in your head without the other person's knowledge or consent. I did X for you, so you owe me Y, even though we never discussed it. It sounds like this internally. I always listen to her problems, so she should drop everything when I need her. I helped him move, so he should invite me to his party. I've been a good friend, so they should prioritize me. The trap is invisible. You keep score silently. Resentment builds where they cannot see it. Then you explode or withdraw, and they have no idea why. This is toxic because you're holding people to standards they never agreed to. You're punishing them for breaking rules they didn't know existed. The signs this is you. You remember every favor you've done. You feel bitter when friends don't reciprocate in specific ways. You think, after everything I've done for them, the fix requires courage. If you need something, ask for it directly. Stop expecting people to read the contract they never signed. This video wasn't easy to watch. It's far more comfortable to identify toxic traits in others than to see them in ourselves. But having some of these patterns doesn't make you a monster. It makes you human. Everyone has blind spots, selfish moments, and defense mechanisms. The difference is this: toxic people stay unaware. Growth oriented people look in the mirror. In psychology, shadow work means confronting the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore, the parts that don't match your self image. So here's the challenge, and I want you to do it right now. Think of one friend you've neglected, taken for granted, or treated as an NPC. Send them a message, not asking for anything, just checking in. Hey, been thinking about you. How are you doing? One text won't fix everything, but it breaks the pattern. It signals to yourself that you're willing to change. The best friends aren't perfect, they are aware, they are trying, and they are willing to do the uncomfortable work of becoming better.